Ten Hag's feeling the pressure now. It's D-Day tomorrow. Monday night, Wigan Athletic, FA Cup third round. We've seen, if you don't take this competition seriously, what can happen. Arsenal again tonight. Where is Arteta right now? This is what happens to managers in the Premier League with big expectations. Trophies are important. I'm asking the question tonight, should United prioritise the trophy this season? Is it important that Ten Hag continues winning the silverware? Is this the only way that he is going to stay in a job? Because I'm going to break it down again. I asked you before with your homework, did you look at them last 18 games? It looked virtually impossible for United to break back into that top four. Is the FA Cup crucial for Erik Ten Hag right now? We've seen what he's done to United teams of the past. We've seen how important the FA Cup is. Is this now the only opportunity left for Erik Ten Hag and his Manchester United future? It starts tomorrow night. Wigan Athletic away from home. Updates on Ahmad, updates on Martial and everything else. But guys, again, Sunday night, interactive show. Get your comments in. Get your worries and concerns in. You can have a laugh at Arsenal if you want. You can have a laugh at Arsenal. I think Henry Winters just put out a great tweet saying, I think the Emirates is the only place in London without strikers. Oh my God, them guys cannot score goals. We're bad. But my God, for the players that they got and the chances they create, they're even worse, surely, aren't they, for forwards? Money well spent on Kai Havertz. Chelsea have had your pants down. I don't need this pressure on. I don't need this pressure on. Oh, God, to be a manager in the Premier League. My words. A poll is up already, guys. How important is the FA Cup? Talk to me. Let me know. Should we start prioritising the FA Cup? A win tomorrow, I think, is expected for Manchester United. I really do. But where do you see it? Do you think we can get anything out of this league? Like I said before, many a times on previous shows, Manchester United, even with the so-called players that were injured, that Erik Ten Hag is using as an excuse for why we're so bad, we're in this team, we were still crap. So let's not forget that. So I'm not listening to the manager on that side of things. I want to see change now. I want to see change from this team. I want to see change from the performances, how we approach games, how we handle it, the in-game management. Everything is going to be scrutinised to the minor detail now. So Jim Radcliffe, Sir David Brailsford, all of INEOS will be looking in. This is a big opportunity. This could be Manchester United. Now, don't laugh when I say this, but the FA Cup could literally be the only opportunity that Manchester United could get back into Europe next season. This is now how important the game against Wigan is and how serious United take this trophy. They have to look at it and go, prioritise, get a trophy in the bag. That will give Ten Hag a little bit of time. And it also gets us back into the Europa League because I feel like that is where we are going to end up. I had hoped that we could get back into the Champions League unless something miraculous turns around now in this next 4 months of the season and they convince me otherwise of what I feel, then Manchester United need to be looking at the FA Cup as their only road straight back into Europe next season. So for me, and this is why I'm asking the question, get involved. Let me know what you think. Should Manchester United prioritise the FA Cup above anything else right now? It's a tough one, I know. And people will be in the chat going, shut up, Adam. Don't go there. We have definitely got a chance of making it into the Champions League. Well, yeah, if we turn up. I'm just going off what I've already seen this season and looking at this team. I just don't have any confidence in them. I don't. I just feel like they've run out. They've run out of energy. They've run out of steam. They've run out of ideas. And I don't see how Ten Hag turns it around. I pray to God that he gets that same tune. Maybe a bit of leadership in Martinez. Casemiro coming back. We can salvage some out of the season. But honestly, they were crap when they were playing early on in the season. So they really have to come back and discover the form that was, 8 months ago now? Last season. I just don't know if we've got it. I don't know. But, yeah, there are updates on other things as well. We'll get into the game and we'll start picking our team out and how we approach this as always, guys, like we always do. But right now, Antony Martial, the news, the transfers and everything that's going around, very, very quiet January transfer window so far. Extremely quiet. There was a good article on Jean-Claire Todibo. And, yeah, I think it's been... what's the name? It's been written out, I feel right. I think it's been put across the right way that Manchester United structure. And I just feel like Chelsea were interested, a couple of other teams were interested, Spurs were interested. Chelsea not going for him in January. Spurs have dropped all interest completely. I just feel like people are being put off, and I feel like it is just being moved away. And that's all because Manchester United are destined to get Jean-Claude Todibo. It will happen if Varane gets sold in January. He will come in January, is the story. If he doesn't, then he's earmarked to come in anyway and replace Johnny Evans in the summer. That was the story. That was the article that I read earlier on. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see on that one. Honest Tiger, I did see your message, your DM. I know you've had problems. I don't know what is going on there. Maybe it's been mixed up. I did send you a message back if you just want to read through that one, buddy. Really sorry that has happened to you. Absolutely gutted for you. Great contributor to the channel. Can't believe that YouTube have done that. We'll try and get to the bottom of it though, my friend, and figure everything out. But yeah, hate it when things get mixed up with YouTube and people wrongly get cancelled or paused or suspended or whatever it is. But good to see your name back in the chat, my friend. Gutted that it's not in the green of the membership, which you do contribute to an awful lot. So yeah, I will get to the bottom of it. We will together, and hopefully we can get some more information off YouTube as well. But yeah, thank you again, and just good to see your name back in the chat, my friend. Hope you had a great holiday. And yeah, back to the transfer, well, the lack of transfers, the loanees. Now, the worrying thing with the Martial news and Manchester United still waiting for a concrete offer for him is that if Martial doesn't go, there is a temptation, and the stories coming out today, mainly from the MEN, are that it is likely that there will be another approach and Ahmad will be going back out on loan to a championship club this month. And if Palestri goes and Ahmad goes, then Ten Hag really is digging his own grave. He is, because that means he's left with just Antony and Rashford. Martial's not going to play on the right. He's barely fit for us anyway. And going through the middle, he just doesn't offer enough. But the stories coming out, I think they're holding on to the news at the moment regarding Martial. And I feel like if we get concrete information and there is a definite Martial is not going anywhere, then I feel like Ahmad will end up going out on loan. And I think that will be a problem for Manchester United, a real problem. I just don't see how. I don't see why Manchester United, and Ten Hag especially, is trying to limit himself in the options that he's got right now. Because that, for me, is what he's doing with this. If Palestra, which we think he will do, go on loan, and he send Ahmad as well, then you've literally leaving yourself with the biggest flop ever in Antony on that right-hand side. He is, though, isn't he? For the numbers he's putting out. I mean, Sancho's produced more than leading Antony this season. This is how bad he's been playing. You cannot get rid of Sancho, Palestra, and Ahmad and leave yourself with Antony, Martial, Garnacho and Rashford. They're your wingers. If you're clutching at straws and telling me that you've got Bruno and Mason Mount who can play in them positions, then I'm sorry. You deserve what you get. You do. You're leaving yourself bare minimum options, and you're going to be in trouble. You really are. We're telling him. We're sending the message to Erik to try and save him. We're trying to help him here in the fan base and say, look, we know what we're watching. Well, yeah, you may be deluded and see these players train, but trust me, what happens at Carrington counts for absolutely nothing when you walk out over that white line at Old Trafford or anywhere else in the Premier League. There's no pressure at Carrington. You're playing it with so-called good players. That's one thing, but it is absolutely nothing compared to what that pressure is when you put that red shirt on for real and go out. And they just haven't got the mentality. He hasn't. He can't handle the pressure. Let's get to 100 likes, please, guys. We're on 77 right now. Let's get to our first 100 of the show. Please do give the video a like. Share the video as well, guys. Thank you very much. And obviously, if you are tuning in for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get the Sunday show rolling, everybody. Get your comments in. I'm going to get into them now. We're just about to hit the 10-minute mark. So, Adam, is Erik Ten Hag sending these players out on loan, or is it INEOS? Well, INEOS don't have the controls just yet. They have to be passed through for any permanent deals, finance deals, or anything like that. No money can be spent, basically, unless INEOS say go ahead with it. So anything that United have got, INEOS will hold back and they will pass judgment on it first. So effectively where Manchester United are, with the players that they've got, what their expectations are in January, there isn't enough there to bring another player in. The only player that would bring anything in a permanent deal aspect for Manchester United is if Rafael Varane is sold. I think Manchester United would then move on a centre-back because they would have money too. But right now it's loans only. And Manchester United are just in a process of pretty much auditing the whole playing staff, it would seem. And we are going bare minimum for the rest of this season. Ten Hag is going to be working with a small group of players, especially in that front line. 1 or 2 injuries to that front line and your season is over. It really is. You cannot rely on Marcus Rashford as number 9. So Højlund is a big concern. We know he's got an ongoing back problem. So that's a worry on his own. Antony's form is shocking. So the fact that you've got no other options now, because we know Sancho's never going to play for us again, and it's looking like he's trying to send Palestri out on loan because he doesn't rate him. Clearly doesn't rate him. And apparently that's been said by Ten Hag. And now we're hearing that Ahmad could be going back to the Championship as well. This is a worrying sign for me. And this is why I've gone, you know what? Maybe Manchester United should just prioritise the FA Cup and just get back into the Europa League. And that's the best we can get this season. Because there's no way we can compete with that squad. You're relying on everyone staying fit right now in the worst injury hit season ever. There's no guarantees in anything in life. We know that. There's definitely no guarantees that Manchester United are not going to pick up any more injuries. You've got some of the most injury-prone players ever. Like, literally, you add up the injury list for Manchester United, just in players that Ten Hag has bought alone. And I'm not saying this is Ten Hag's fault, that Casemiro's been out for months, Martinez has been out for months, Eriksen's been out for months. I'm not saying this is all Erik Ten Hag's issue, but Manchester United seem to just have the worst luck in the world with injuries. And players returning from injury want to hit the ground running, and you just don't know. That recurring injury worry is going to be there, and it's always good to have players in reserve. I did this yesterday when we were talking about Hannibal and Palestri over Antony and McTominay. I do believe you would get more out of Palestri and Hannibal rather than McTominay and Antony. I really do. I do, but Ten Hag sees it otherwise. Gifted membership from General Foodie. Thank you very much, my man. Neil Driscoll has just taken that membership. Thank you and welcome to the Members Club, Neil. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I know you was enjoying that Arsenal game earlier on. We never like to see Liverpool win, but just to see Arteta, that moaning arse, actually in the mud again, and Arsenal's season completely unravelling all of a sudden. They're not going to win the Premier League for me, and they're definitely not going to win the Champions League. So, another season without a trophy for Arsenal. Well, we've won more than them, haven't we then, over the last couple of seasons. So, should Ten Hag be keeping his job just for that? Honest Tiger, even though you've been taken off the membership, he's actually donated one still. That is the mark of a top man right there. Thank you so much, mate. And Sat has taken that membership. Good on you, Sat, buddy. Always been there. Watched the channel from the very start. It's good to see you picking up that membership. Make sure you do thank Honest Tiger as well. Thank you so much, my man. Good to actually figure out what your real name was as well. So, yeah. Thanks for the message earlier on, buddy. Matt Thrower says, Antony is 18 months, has only had goal/assist in 5 separate games in all that time. Is that right? Let me just read that again. In 18 months, has only had a goal or an assist in 5 separate games in all that time. Is that real? That can't be right. That's diabolical for 85 million, isn't it? A player's never worth what a club pays for him. We know this, unless you get an absolutely mega deal. But Antony, I feel, oh God, overpaid. Remember the video I did? It was yesterday that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scouts actually rated Antony at 25 million. That's what their scouts were rating him at, and in terms of what Manchester United should invest. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? But in terms of Ahmad and Palestri both going out on loan, I feel like that is a mistake. I do think we are leaving ourselves short with that one. I think it's madness from Ten Hag, considering what's happened this season and how short we've been in certain games. I mean, Ahmad's just come in now. I mean, if anything, you just stick him in there and see, don't you? At this stage right now, and it just shows you how confident or arrogant, you could say, Ten Hag is. Because he actually thinks he's got enough right now, and he's confident in sending these players on loan. He's not going to see these players at all. He's not going to see them develop because he won't be at the football club. So he's either confident that he's still going to keep his job, or he's confident that these players that he's got here in the squad right now are going to save him this season and turn everything around. I just don't see it. I really don't. Where the feck is Zane? Says Alien Tenno in the super chat. Zane has gone extremely quiet, guys. He has. He's gone very, very quiet. I think he's been quiet since West Ham. Quiet since Arsenal, really. They got away with since Liverpool. They got away with one there as well. Not seen much of him tonight. What was the other game that Arsenal ballsed up? Oh, yeah, another one in London. Fulham. Been a very quiet few weeks. It's been a quiet Christmas for Zane, hasn't it, everyone? Let's put it that way. I hope you're all right, mate. I hope you're all right. I hope everything is good in the world. Your team, bottling it again. But I hope you're okay personally, buddy. There's my little message for you, my friend. Everyone loves to actually just banter Arsenal fans, but ultimately we're all football fans, aren't we? And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes or anything like that. So it's good to actually big them up as well a little bit sometimes. Then we make sure they're okay, and then we really banter them just to make sure that message is well and truly hit across. Let me just see. Dobie says, Adam, I respectfully disagree. This exodus of players doesn't seem like something Erik Ten Hag will do. INEOS are here. They are influencing things regardless. That FA Cup haven't ratified the deal. The the Premier League haven't ratified the deal yet. Dobie, no, I disagree again with you, mate. Because this is Ten Hag. I mean, come on, Dobie. He hates Palestra. He never plays him. He's always going to play Antony ahead of him. So if there's anyone that he is going to get rid of or try and make space for money-wise or cut in the wage bill or whatever with his loans, it's going to be players that he's not bought in. He's under massive, massive pressure, and he needs to prove that what he's done in the transfer market and the players he's bought to Manchester United can actually do something. So, no, I disagree, mate. I think this is Ten Hag. I think he is definitely sending the message, look, he's not going to play. He's not going to play. You can make someone off him, or you can save some money off him. I think this is what's going on now. And I do feel like, in the end, it will all come crashing down on him. I do, because I think he can get so much more out of these players. And he must be seeing something in training. He really must be seeing something in training that we're not. And obviously, we're not in the... we're not behind the scenes. We're not... including any sort of training sessions. We don't say, obviously every single club's the same, and I think that's the right thing to do. But it takes me back to a bit from the Andy Mitten article the other day. I read you guys out the important bit, but in one part of it, he said he was, as you are at Manchester United, the media are allowed to go to the press conference before a European game, and then they're invited to watch 15 minutes of open training. So this bit of the training, when it starts, is the usual slight warm-up, the run-around, everyone gets the pictures, gets the little bits of videos. You'll see them all over social media. So all of the media social accounts, the MEN, the Mail, the Sun, everyone is there. The Athletic, Sky, TalkSport. So everyone puts out these pictures. Andy Mitten's piece, he says in it, he says, at an open training session the other day, I posted a video out of the players doing a training drill, a passing drill, and didn't think anything of it. I then posted it onto my social media, and much to my dismay, I look back half an hour later, he said, an hour later, and he said it had been viewed by 18 million people, with the vast majority absolutely slaughtering United, laughing at United for how poor the passing was, how sort of like blasé, not crisp. I don't know. I'm struggling to describe what he meant by it in terms, but you know what he meant by it, but it's hard to just put it in words. He said, when you look back on it and you actually watch the video, you can see how poor the actual drill is and how poorly run the drill is and how the players really don't give a toss of what's going on. The cameras of the world are on them. And the last thing you want to do is send out a message like you really don't care, you're having a kick around. If you're watching a professional football on the multi-millions that they're on, and he can't control the ball or pass a ball straight in a simple training drill, which isn't even part of normal training. Some will say, well, they're just warming up. It doesn't matter. It's just a laugh and a joke. But you know the pressure that's on this manager. You know the pressure that's on Manchester United to get results. So you want to show that you're actually on top of everything. You want to make yourselves and the club and your team look good in every single situation. And it's like Andy Mitten said in that piece. He said, it just goes to show how much the world hates and wants to jump on a negative with Manchester United. It is just the way of the world with Manchester United. Everyone, and I said it the other day, why are United so popular? Well, they were popular because of the style of football. It was entertaining, and everyone just wanted to see if they could carry on the form, carry on playing fantastic football. Everyone wanted to see what happened when Sir Alex left, see if it would change anything. Obviously, it did. And now it's changed to everyone wants to watch Manchester United just to see what goes wrong next. That's the fact. It's like you see it there, the negative side of social media. And I'm not saying I'm not part of this. I feel like I've got a right to criticise. I won't go in on some players like some people do. I won't really criticise them or personally criticise them like that. You can only judge what you see. The biggest test in everything in life is the eye test. You can't unsee what you've seen. And when you watch Manchester United, they are an absolute joke for a professional football team in how they play this season, especially. You just look at it and you go, this is not a professional football team. This is a team scrapping around at best in a mid-table. Obviously, it is still professional. You know what I mean by it, though. It isn't a top-tier team. Let's put it that way instead. It isn't that, is it? You cannot, like I said, unsee what you've seen. You can see how bad we are. It looks like there's no connection. And that video that went around on social media, again, I say look at the negatives. Gibbs White, other teams are using it. Gibbs White knew the cameras were on him in that huddle for Nottingham Forest. And he knew what was going to happen. And you could see it. Everyone was lip reading what he was saying. You could see it in Manchester United's eyes, in the players' eyes, that they didn't want it. They didn't want that fight. They didn't want to get stuck in. And it was proved. Opposition can see the fear in Manchester United's eyes in their game. And they're going for our throats. That is what Manchester United are right now. It is television gold, but not for the reasons you want it to be as a United fan. We are absolute comedy gold right now because we are just dropping clangers and making mistake after mistake after mistake on the pitch. And it's followed by issues off the pitch, and we're still being laughed at. It is. We've got no banter back. It's like us all laughing like, where's Zane? Where's Zane? He's disappeared. It's great when it's on the other foot, but honestly, guys, like, just hold back on it. I mean, I've said confidently that we'll beat Wigan tomorrow, but I just hold back just to make sure before we start bigging ourselves up again. Let's get through our game against Wigan, and then we can start laying it on thick. I mean, we're in the draw, hopefully, tomorrow night for the fourth round. Arsenal won't be. And, yeah, Manchester United in the state we're in, I just look at it and I go, right, what can Erik Ten Hag do right now to change this? Because there's nothing INEOS can do right now at all that influences anything on the pitch. Absolutely nothing until the end of the season. They come in February. They can start putting people in position. But right now, everything that's going on, the only bit of positivity you're ever going to get to come out of Manchester United over the next 4 or 5 months is from Ten Hag's team. I was sat with Rob Dawson from ESPN and we were talking. He said, look, it doesn't matter what happens off the pitch. Doesn't matter who's in what position or how good the numbers are or any bit of good news or investment or anything that's good. The only thing that matters at Manchester United, and the only time Manchester United will run smoothly, is when results on the pitch are going the right way. 3 games, 3 defeats, or anything like that, everything goes down the pan. And it's true, because you only have to look at Manchester United when we're doing bad, and you look at the share prices, everything like this. It's being held up by everything that happens on the pitch. Nothing else matters. Numbers are numbers. And numbers are bad because of the pitch. Numbers will be good if everything on the pitch was good. But because it's so bad, we're just getting absolutely slaughtered in every single department. And then you've got the absolute numpties that are running this football club, dragging us through the mud even more. So, INEOS, we will see change there, and hopefully it's for the good. I'll hold judgment. I'm confident, and I am a positive outlook when it comes to INEOS because it's better than what we had before. It is. If they bring in the people that they said they're going to bring in, and again, we'll reserve judgment on that because they might not, and we may look like idiots for talking about it, but we're just United fans hoping that this is the way that the club is going to go forward because it's the only way we can survive. So, for me, I look at it and I'll go, Ten Hag, this is all on you. Hence the title of this video and why I feel that it is just an absolute pressure cooker on Ten Hag now. INEOS will be looking in. They will be watching every single game now. They were looking for any little bit. Remember, marginal gains. Any little bit more extra from a player. Something different. A different phase of play. Something else that's been worked on. That looks a bit different to how bad we were playing before. Any little thing, any little win will be looked at now. You know what Sir David Brailsford like. You've heard the speech. You know how he works. Nothing's going to change overnight. He's just going to gradually work on the little things. I think if you've got a player there that's not willing to put that extra effort in, you only have to listen to Sir David Brailsford's interview. You could have all the talent in the world. Absolutely everything. The world at your feet. But if you're not going to follow their protocols of how much work you need to put in to make this work for everyone else in your team, then you're out the door. You're gone. So this is why it is so important and why it's so different now with INEOS in charge of Manchester United. Simply because the Glazers have got no say on football matters anymore. They cannot say, look, we can't get rid of Marcus Rashford, for instance, because he sells so many shirts. If Marcus Rashford isn't going to fall in line, INEOS don't care. He's going to be either put on the bench, taught a lesson, or eventually, worst case scenario for him, sold on by Manchester United. Some of the fans would actually say that was absolutely fantastic. But I just feel like everyone isn't taking this as serious as they should be. And if you read and you listen and you see how INEOS work and what they do, then Manchester United in their hands, football-wise, is going to be a different proposition altogether. And it comes down to them sticking to their methods, sticking to their protocols and how they work and upholding them within Manchester United. It's a tough, tough ask. And everything that they are and what they've done, like I said, we will see exactly how much power they've got. We'll see how much sporting control makes a difference at Manchester United. Because going off how they've come out, all the statements, like we read out the other day, about how Manchester United standards have been so low and the acceptance isn't acceptable, that is the way Manchester United are. Moving forward, United now, we're going to see, INEOS have to come good. I said it all along, it has to be the biggest PR stunt or biggest PR piece ever for St Jim Ratcliffe to convince this Manchester United fan base that this is the right move. And them going into business alongside the Glazers is going to work. He is going to have to really pull up some trees and make some big statement announcements. Do give the video a like, guys. Let's get up to the 200 mark. Over 600 in the room with us right now. Let's go, guys. Let's get up there, please. Thank you again for all the support. Loving all of your comments in the comment section now. I've gone on for a little bit there, so I'm going to bring you guys in now. And in the second part of the show, we're going to get into this game and where we go with it. John Lee, David Blackshaw, roll on Liverpool versus Man United, 4th round match. Adam, I'm happy today, my friend. Yeah, that was a good result. That was a good result. It looked a bit shaky in the first half of Liverpool, but definitely made Arsenal rue their misses in the first half. Arsenal, like, just, wow. Their finishing is atrocious right now. Going to miss Myrtle Madness, says Mr. Bean. Yeah, hopefully. I think that first big decision, like I was just saying then, has to be John Murtough out of the football club. Not good enough. See you later, mate. Matt Thrower, in regards to Antony, why haven't we seen him on the left wing? Surely if Erik Ten Hag wants to play him, but he is not performing on the right wing, then give him a run on the left wing. It might just work. We've said this for ages, Matt. Honestly, I'm with you completely. I'd love to see Antony on the left. I think it would force him to cross the bleeding ball because he can't cut in anymore. We know he hasn't got a right foot. It's quite simple. He hasn't got a right foot. So all he's doing at the moment is cutting in, slowing moves down. Like everyone's said before, I totally agree. And it's too easy to defend against. Play him on the left. Ten Hag, too stubborn, doesn't do it. That's why. And why I've got no confidence it will happen, Matt. Paul says, INEOS will improve the structure, but don't expect this to get any better anytime soon. INEOS are streamlining, cost-cutting business. I think I just said that, actually, Paul. Like I said, patience is important right now for this United fan base. Have we got it? Have we got it? DX says, the fact Scott T, I remember Zako, Antony, Evans, Maguire, Lindelof, Shaw, Martial are still here is a joke. Says everything about how we've been run. Jim Wilson, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full, sir, Sir Jim, Sir David. I'm guessing that was what you meant. United have become like the Antiques Roadshow, full of woodworm. I was thinking you was going down the Antiques Roadshow there because of all the old players that we're trying to bring in, clinging on to the old guard. What's Mr. Miracle? Antony just have the final third instinct. Just have the final third, does he? Only redeeming factor is with his work rate at the back. If Ahmad doesn't start against Wigan, I'll be very disappointed. We need to look at that kid. I'm telling you right now, Antony will probably be playing against Wigan. He will. I think it'll be Rashford, Højlund and Antony. We'll get into the team in a minute. I think everyone's going to be disappointed in the team because we want to see it freshened up. I just don't think we will. I really don't. Kaz said appreciate, and please, if you're new, subscribe. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're at the 200 mark on the lights, guys. Thank you. Excellent, as always. United Spotlights. I'd love to see Sir Jim Ratcliffe make a statement and sell a Bruno or a Rashford to show no one is safe unless you perform. Could still happen. You never know. I just don't think we've got... I don't think we've got enough money to replace them players. What can you get for a Bruno or a Marcus Rashford if it did come to that? I don't think... I mean, Marcus Rashford, what's he worth, honestly? What is he worth? Actually, get some numbers in the chat for me, guys. What do you reckon Marcus Rashford is worth right now after the performance this season? Is anyone actually going to think that they can get more out of Marcus Rashford? How much is Ten Hag to blame for Marcus Rashford's form? Dobby's free. Hypocritical. What if we send out the kids on loan, sell Varane, Casemiro, Martial, and we don't sign anyone? Would you still think that's only Ten Hag? I think there's more to it. No, again, I don't, mate. I don't. I really don't think that is. I think INEOS are definitely advising, and I do think that they are looking to cut costs. They will. That's what their business model is. We know this. I think we will still have Varane and Casemiro in this window. That's why I'm saying this. I don't think we can get rid of them yet. Ten Hag has made a big statement talking about players coming back from injury. The experience and the leadership of Rafael Varane next to Martinez has worked for us before. We need that for the rest of this season. Casemiro coming back, because we cannot keep relying on Kobe Mainoo in his debut season. It's not fair on him. He needs to be used sparingly, where, as and when. And I do believe that them players will be there till the end of the season. I actually can see a situation where United come unstuck financially, where we ended up losing Rafael Varane on a free, and then Casemiro goes on the cheap as well. That's the problem we've got, because Casemiro's contract is still a bit longer than Varane's. Varane needs to be sold now for any money, or I think he's going on a free in the summer. So then it all depends on what investment you're going to get in. Rashford to PSG, 80 million. Some people have still got Rashford at 80 to 90 million looking at the chat. Is he worth that on this form this season? 3 goals in the Premier League, guys. That's Rashford this season. Our so-called number 9s have barely got 5 goals between them this season in the Premier League. We're scraping the barrel, barely getting 1 goal a game. Luton Town have scored more goals in the Premier League than Manchester United. Let that sink in. That's a scary, scary fact right there. That's why I've got no confidence that we can actually make it back into the Champions League now. I thought, you know what? I'll give him the chance after the Aston Villa game. And you can bring up the clip when I said I still think we can do it. I seen something in that game when I thought, you know what? Actually, the effort's there. They're playing for the manager. We've got something in this team going forward. 3 goals, I thought, that's it. Move on from there. And to get what we got completely deflated me. And seeing Gibbs White in that huddle talking about Manchester United players, they don't want it. And then getting the performance we got, knowing that that guy was right, that's unforgivable for me. And that's what's just shot my confidence in this team. I need to see something miraculous from this team to convince me now. I think you would still get 80 million for Marcus, says Graham. 50 million at the most. Let's see. Rory says, and certainly not with his stupid huge wage. I blame the coaches. After the Euros, he'll probably turn up for England, won't he? And that's probably a good point, actually. I think few Damon said that there. A few other people have picked up on that and said, look, maybe after the Euros, after he's actually played for England, where he's usually a lot more confident, he actually might be worth a little bit more. You never know. How is it more comfortable for a player to be playing for England than it is for your home club, for your team that you grew up supporting? That's ridiculous how that situation has come about with Marcus Rashford. Bob the Cat, there is no parts of this club that is working well, both on and off the field. Very true. Hopefully that can change, but it is true. 100 million-ish in 3 out of the last 4 seasons. He's been a goal contributor every 1 in 4 games. Not many players around who can produce those sort of numbers from his position. So yeah, everyone's rallying around Marcus Rashford's price tag then, it would seem. I can understand, yes. 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps for Marcus, says the XC. Yeah, maybe. This shows you where the fan base is in terms of their opinions of certain players. A lot of people are looking at Marcus Rashford from last season and trying to hold on to hope that we can actually see that again this season. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Marcus Rashford has to rediscover everything again. It's like you can't have 1 good season and 1 bad season. That's not acceptable at Manchester United. It really isn't. It really isn't. Adam, I enjoy watching your streams more than watching United, just about anyway. We will be back tomorrow with loads of content, guys. I am going to be, just so you guys know, make sure you tune in tomorrow, 11 o'clock. I'm going to be live. The show is going to be streamed live from the DW Stadium tomorrow. So get tuned in for that one, guys. Yes, so we're trying to bring it a bit different. We're going to do all of the news and everything on location tomorrow. So join me at the DW Stadium tomorrow. I'll let you know definite time-wise, but we're looking around about 11 o'clock. Maybe even the normal slot of 11:30. So do tune in for that one tomorrow. Gary Donaldson says, international games are easier than Premier League games, I think. There's a bit of truth in that. Trevor says, Adam, oh yeah, I've seen that one. I've read that one out. That was a good one, Trev. Thank you. Can Karim come to United, would you take Benzema on a loan? I think a lot of people would take him on a loan, but that is not going to happen. United are not going down that road again. One good season, 4 bad ones is Martial's career. Rashford is 1 good, 2 bad. Martial, 1 good, 4 bad. We need a consistent number 9, a focal point. And I'm hoping that Højlund can be it, because that guy has shown qualities that have been lacking in this team for years and years and years. I just hope we can. I hope we can develop him. I hope he does get the coaching that he deserves, because he has got talent, that lad. He really has. I hope we don't destroy another player. That's my fear, my biggest fear. Let's get into this game then tomorrow against Wigan Athletic. I think it's going to be a strong team. We obviously know, going from back to front, Andre Onana, I think he's going to be in goal. Realistically, with him not going to AFCON, why would he not be in this team tomorrow? I think it's a definite that he is going to be playing. Who are we playing at the back? I think it's going to be the same again. Dalot on the left, Wan-Bissaka on the right, with Varane and Evans in the middle. I think that's what the team will be at the back, definitely. Obviously, Reguilon has gone back now to Spurs. Malacia is due back in the next couple of months as well. Ten Hag was talking about him in his press conference, saying that he is now close to coming back also. So another option there for us. And you know what? I think it'll be a breath of fresh air to see Tyrell Malacia back in Manchester United's side. That little bit of passion that's been lacking. It has. It really has. Give the video a like, guys, please. Let's get that 250 mark up. Thank you. So into midfield. Here we go. Okay, so Erik Ten Hag has said Casemiro is not ready yet alongside Martinez. They're training on the grass, and then they're at the next stage. So I was told personally from someone at United that it's going to be Spurs game for Martial and for Casemiro. So we'll stick with that. I don't think we necessarily need them against Wigan. Again, no disrespect to Wigan, but I'm fully expecting United to get through this game comfortably. So midfield, if Bruno will play, he's the captain. Who will we see? Will we see Amrabat? Will we see McTominay, Eriksen, or Kobe Mainoo? I'll tell you what. Let's end that poll. Let's make a poll on the midfield, actually. We know Bruno's going to play. I know some of you don't like it, but he is going to play. So let's just accept that that is the case. Who starts in midfield tomorrow for United? Let's see. I want one player. That's all I want. Let me just get through this midfield here right now. I hate writing that name out. I think you know who that is. Okay, here we go. Poll has started. Just right on the poll starting there. Alien has gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Alien, my man. Absolutely immense brilliance. And they have been taken by Mark Andrew Paul, Ellis Kidd, ZL101, Dean M. And there is one more, I'm sure. Alan James. There you go. Welcome to the Members Club, my friends. Hope you enjoy. Make sure you do give Alien a big pat on the back and a thank you for them. Thank you, Alien. Love the contribution again. Looking forward to seeing you, Alien, for the Spurs game. Get in a comment. Let me know, please. Dobie says, Bruno, Eriksen, Mainoo. I just want you to pick one player in the chat you definitely want to see starting. So Bruno is going to play. Who is the next man in line? Mainoo, 82% so far for the vote. Eriksen, second place. Then McTominay, then Amrabat. Not many people liking Amrabat right now, including our manager, Erik Ten Hag, in fact, because he is going to go back on loan. It hasn't worked out, has it? Let's be honest. It really hasn't worked out for Amrabat. But my team, how I think it's going to go, I actually do believe that he is going to go Bruno, Eriksen and McTominay. I think Mainoo and Amrabat will be sat on the bench. It's just my opinion of what I think Ten Hag is going to do. I don't think he's going to play Kobe Mainoo. I hope he does. I really do hope he does. 250 likes in the bag, by the way, guys. Thank you very much. Loving all of your content. Loving all of your contributions and your comments. My 60th birthday, the Spurs game. Oh, you've got to be at Old Trafford then, aren't you? You've definitely got to be at Old Trafford alien. Make sure you do. I think we're going to have to get you a drink on your birthday, aren't we, pal? Big up, Pete. Come on, lad. Hopefully the boys can do it for you on your birthday. I'll be gutted for you. And right, so that's the defence. That's the front line all sorted for me. I'm just guessing you guys are hoping that Mainu plays, but now it's gone from 8% to 10% to McTominay. He's now second favourite. Is that because of what I just said? I hope not. Make your own minds up, please, everyone. This is what you would like. I'm going with what I think Erik Ten Hag is going to do in this game. I think he will go with McTominay, Eriksen and Bruno in this game. I think he's going all full strength experience. I think the front line will be what I said it would be. I think that will be Rashford on the left. Sorry. No, actually, I got it wrong because he's not going to leave Garnacho out play with a month. Can't believe I forgot about that. I do apologise, Alejandro. I think it'll be Garnacho on the left, Højlund in the middle, and Rashford on the right. Antony won't play because he can't drop Garnacho because he's been playing so well. As some would say, not great, but the best of Manchester United's team. In fact, he was player of the month. And United's right up for that was played 8 games, scored 2 goals. That's why he's player of the month. Shows how good December was, doesn't it? One of our worst in history. Super chat in from Alexander. Thank you very much, my friend. Adam, did you and Mark fall out, or why did you leave? Why did you leave Toss? What's Toss, mate? I think I know what you mean, but I think you did a bit of a typo there. Brilliant decision either way. Love the channel. Love the super chat, mate. Things are what they are. Do you know what, guys? We are going to do a community post just explaining a little bit about it. But in time, you guys will know more. I promise you. But right now, I just feel like I don't want to. I don't need to talk about it. All I'm doing is looking forward. So, yeah, it's me being me. The main decision, and actually having the freedom to do what I want to do and not be restrained that's pretty much summing a big chunk of it up. But yeah, I will fill you guys in more and more as we go forward. But right now, all I'm concentrating on is just building this community, building this channel, and taking it as far as I possibly can. But I really appreciate the super chat and the big support, my man. Thank you, Alexander. So yeah, that is our team, guys. Do you agree? Do you agree that that is Manchester United lineup tomorrow? Let me know. We're going with Onana in goal, Dalot left, Aaron Wan-Bissaka right, Varane and Evans in the middle, with Bruno Fernandes, Christian Eriksen and Scott McTominay in midfield, Højlund in the middle, Garnacho on the left, Marcus Rashford on the right. I don't think I'm going to be a million miles out there. I'd say maybe Mainu could come into that team. Other than that, I'd be shocked. I'd be amazed. I really would if he changed anything else up. But yeah, that pretty much sums up everything for this evening, guys. I really do appreciate you sticking with me. It's been hard with no football. It really has. We've not had much else to talk about. The window hasn't been fantastic for us so far. But we've made these shows what they are. And I really appreciate everyone for coming in. As always, especially for a weekend with zero football. Second time. God, I'm thankful that football's actually back tomorrow. But yeah, do join me tomorrow morning, guys, on the live show. I'll be outside the DW Stadium. So looking forward to that. Something a bit different for you guys as well. And then moving forward, obviously, the game tomorrow night. Watch along here on FUTV. Join me here, where we are going to be cheering some goals. I would hope. Well, I'm pretty confident. And we'll get into all of that then. But that is it for tonight, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you've had a great weekend. Thanks for all of your following and contributions over the weekend. And we move forward to Monday. Start of a new week. It's a big one. It's a massive one for Manchester United. Sancho could get done and dusted. We may hear more on all the loanees. Maybe a possible out in Martial. What's happening with Varane? Everything coming up and building up to what is a huge game in the Premier League at Old Trafford as well next weekend against Spurs. But first things first, Manchester United in the FA Cup against Wigan tomorrow night. Let's take care of business in that game. The most important game is the next one, as they say. And I'll see you here tomorrow on FUTV for that one, guys. Live watch along. Back in the morning, then the watch along.